All right, everybody, welcome here to the third week of the Aegis Vanguard League play-ins. This is actually a spicy matchup we got today. I'm Beautiful Crow. This is Shellatron with me today. Not my normal shibby, but it's still my boy Shells. It's been a minute. Say hi to everybody. How's it going?
Oh yeah, it really has been a minute, man, Crow. And look, we are in for a very, very exciting matchup. Like you just said, we are really looking at this is the last matchup to decide who goes to playoffs here in the league. And I think we have two teams that have really met before already, and we're in for a very, very high action matchup. We're already deep into the draft, by the way.
Yeah, jumping straight into that draft log. Gonna get into that. This is a rematch of the week two regular split between Dare Black and Glacial Esports, which Dare did win, but they've been on a little bit of a slump recently, and because of the last minute changes, I had to do an emergency sub. So we actually have Koskinen playing the support role, and they brought in their substitution to the mid lane is going to be differential. So that did cost them two bans for this draft. So if it's looking a little lopsided on the picks and bans side of things, that's the reason why.
Yeah, and as we go ahead and look at these picks and bans, the Orianas and the Victor taken away from differential, really trying to get and take away that champion pool as he is a sub here. GP being taken away from the top lane, and what I really want to look at here, the Ziggs is a very important ban as well, but the Poppy first pick for a Devil Unicorn makes sense. He puts out of those bruisers, all of these fighters in the top lane. He loves that Poppy, but going for first pick Seraphine here for Koskinen is a very, very interesting pickup for first pick red side.
Yeah, getting that on the first pick is pretty telegraphing. There's a lot of things you can pick into it to make the life of living hell, so to speak. But they're going to go ahead and get Glacial's going to hover the Aurelia. I have liked the Aurelia post changes that she has. She is still very, very strong in the right hands, and for them to pick that up, you can flex it top or mid. She does very well in both roles, so we're going to see where that's going to go. That could be a flex pick, but more than likely head to the mid lane. And Dare with the Zir hover, just trying to play to the pocket of whatever differential can play. Solid still, Zir, he hasn't really fallen out of the meta just yet, so not too mad about that pick.
No, not too mad about that at all. It does have some really good setup for Dare here. You have some really good engage with the Azir, and then with that you have the Encore coming off the side. So really walking into these choke points for Glaive is going to be really, really troublesome. We have to really have some very strong vision if you are going on these objectives. But for the side of Glacial, I'm really liking what I'm seeing here out of the kind of damage that comes out of an Irelia. Like you said, very, very strong after the patch. You said you can't help but like her. You can't help but love her. Depending on the side of the matchup you're on, going into it, an Irelia can be a really tough ask. But playing the Irelia, if you are confident on her, you can have a very, very fun time with her, and she does very well in the mid game as well. Varus, as we know, is a very strong S tier AD carry in the league right now. So we're looking at two very strong carries here for a Glacial, and they do ban out that Gnar here, trying to get into my bud's pool a little bit more.
Yeah, taking out the Gnar, he has played a little bit on that. Does know the champion fairly well, so I'm gonna take that off the table. But yeah, the Tom Kinch. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and knock that off.
Yeah,
Tom Kinch is just still annoying. No matter where you want to, he was annoying when he was overpowered support. Now he's annoying in solo lanes. So I'm gonna go ahead and take the big catfish demon off the table. The Trundle pickup. So that's interesting to see that hover, because it's not looking like the support Trundle that we've been seeing a lot recently. If they do pick it though, I'm assuming it's gonna go top, because with already I have the Kindred picked. Kindred, you would assume, would be going rather than the jungle, rather than in the bot lane for marksman position. So top lane Trundle, preferably into the Poppy, get that stat stealing going. Pillar still provides so much value as an ability, so we'll have to see how that one works out for them.
Yeah, going with this Trundle even into the Poppy does work very well. It's going to be a tank. She's going to be most likely stacking some armor here into the Kindred. Into the Trundle as well. There's actually two different magic damage dealers here. So we'll have to see exactly what this Poppy does build, but even getting those resistances and the health from her will be just fine for my bud if he does go ahead and take this Trundle. We have to go ahead and assume, like you said, that Seraphine is going to play support. And looking over at Glacial's side here, going for the Rakan. So that's some very, very, very good engage here for the side of Glacial. And then the Lilia as the last pick going for the jungle. Now we do know that that Popping does like playing these champions, these jungle champions with high mobility. Loves the Kindred, loves the Rek'Sai, the Diana even. So going for the Lilia is in his wheelhouse. Very fast, clear of the jungle. Has some very great setup for team fights. Doesn't quite answer the kind of setup that the Azir and Seraphine have, but you are able to get some pretty decent picks out there probably if you can set up with the Lilia and the Rakan and the Irelia. There's some very easy ways to get onto Dare and make things happen, but probably wouldn't have been my first choice, especially with no junglers at all being banned from either side here.
Yeah, definitely a comfort pick for Popang, as I think that's one of his one of his most played is top 3. The Kindred was a takeaway. He did love him some Kindred. Lots of games on that champion. But yeah, the Lilia in his wheelhouse, definitely a strong Lilia player in their own right. So no problem skipping through all the other junglers that were available. You know, like most people, we still see the Viego still coming out, still very solid. And, you know, Xin Zhao is still left up. But go with what you know. Helps you get into the flow as it goes. So with that last pickup, Dare's gonna pick the Gragas. So
this is interesting.
Interesting composition. Yeah, there's a lot of moving parts here.
Yeah, so what I'm seeing here is AP carry Seraphine with Gragas bot side, which isn't horrible, right? It's not horrible, but the thing is, as a Varus and Rakan, you just go ahead and take your MR rune. And as Poppy, I mean, you just go ahead and you stack MR. There's Seraphine, there's Azir, there's the Gragas. And even if Gragas is going full tank, which he probably should this game, it doesn't matter because everything that does damage is magic damage. So you put yourself in position to allow people to get like Abyssal Masks, to get Wits End, and then you're in a really tough spot, especially, I mean, you also go for the Merc Treads. There's a lot of strong CC here. As Dare, this is a competition that really wants to go all in, has a very, very strong setup. The side laning isn't bad either. We know Seraphine has really good wave clear. Azir is obviously very good at that. The Trundle is also has some very good wave clear if you go for the right build. Sometimes Trundles don't go for the Titanic Hydra. Hole Breaker isn't an item we see very often, but he still is very strong in split pushing, and getting a 1-3-1 starter here for this Dare roster can be very impactful. But I'm liking. It's hard to say because I do like Dare's comp, but Glacial. I want to see how the Seraphine AP carry works. I know it does work pretty well, but I want to see how it works stacking all this magic damage and basically daring Glacial to say, okay, we're just gonna go ahead and get MR and ruin your day.
Right. It's so much that they have to cut through, and it's really going to be up to Glacial to have that strong disengage, because you do have the Poppy, you do have the Aurelia. You have these tools for Khan as well. As strong as his initiation is, he will be able to pull a decent amount of disengage. But looking at that though, like Dare Black's composition, it does pose a pretty big threat. This series is for all the marbles. Whoever wins this series will be the last team going into our playoffs starting next week. So it's pulling out these secret strats, pulling out these notes that people might not know about. Sticking with comfort is usually a good way to go. It's a 3-game series, so you have at least one mess up on the table for you to do. But it's look at the strength of these compositions. I've been playing too much Runeterra, so like seeing Azir opposite of Aurelia is kind of awkward in my opinion right now, but it can definitely do some damage. The dive potential that they have with the Lilia jumping in on top of the Aurelia going in can really disrupt your backlines. And like we said, they're playing Seraphine in the carry position, not necessarily as a supportive role, but she will have a lot of help. The Gragas and the Trundle being those big bodies able to position around her, and so many disruptive tools. You have the Azir with the Emperor's Divide, you have the Ice Pillar coming out from Trundle, all the barrels coming out from Gragas. It's going to be hard to get on to this Seraphine once the later this goes. So Glacial going to need to end this one pretty fast, I would say. Where Dare Black, they might just scale the whole game away.
Yeah, and speaking of scaling, I think there's two things to really look at here for these two comps. I think Dare Black, their comp does, like you said, take a little bit more time to get online. You need those first 4 marks for Kindred. You need Seraphine to get online because she is very, very weak early, but as the game goes on, she is more and more impactful. And even from behind, she's very impactful. I mean, at every point of the game, because she has some of the best setup in the entire game. If her encore wasn't already strong enough, just being what it is, the fact that it extends with teammates in front of you is just so disgusting for setups. As we just lost our draft there, but still, so you have to take some time to scale up. But I'm not quite so sure that with the comp of Glacial, with once we get it back on the screen here very soon, you might want to go ahead and focus this bot lane a little more. I want to see this Varus get ahead. If you can delay the time that it takes this Seraphine to actually become a champion, and if you're able to allow this poke from Varus to become stronger before the actual carries become strong at all, then you have a good chance to get priority on objectives. Number 1, in the bot lane, stack dragons. Number 2, if you're able to secure vision and defend it, and with that poke coming out from Varus from ahead, and then with the chains coming out, locking champions down, those frontliners, you are able to get yourself into a position to poke out the side of Dare Black before they even have an opportunity to even set up or even get a chance to get into the river for objective. So there's a clear sort of win con here for Glacial, but it's gonna be, I believe, focusing this bot lane early and often.
Oh, for sure. Definitely going to get on that. We are in the client draft and get everybody else set up, ready to rock. So with that being said, the teams are set. I'm set, Shell's set, but we're going to get everything synced up and timed. So we'll take it to a quick break and we will see y'all here for game 1 between Dare Black and Glacial Esports. All right, everybody, welcome back. Here we are, the final week of play-ins for Aegis Vanguard League. This one for all the marbles, Glacial Esports versus Dare Black. Let's get into it.
Let's get into it indeed. And we talked about this in the picks and bans. These are two very interesting team comps here. Dare deciding to go ahead and stack up on all of this magic damage with the Flash Cleanse Seraphine in the bot lane. And then there's also the Azir and the Gragas. Definitely want to see how this lane does end up, especially in the early parts of the game. And then you're looking off to the side of Glacial, who, I mean, Devil Unicorn loves his Poppy, was able to pick it up because, like we mentioned, Dare wasn't able to ban 3 champions. And you have to decide, do we let Devil Unicorn get on his Poppy, or do we let Silva, who does not know the meaning of a bad game on Ziggs, pick up his Ziggs? And you say, well, at least Poppy can't destroy towers for free the way Ziggs can. So you just go ahead and give it up. Let him get that Poppy. Do not let Silva on the Ziggs. And here we are with a very, very actually unexpected start for the side of Poping here. Uh-oh.
My bud, you're in the wrong spot, buddy. Oh, man. He's getting locked down right now. There's a dash in.
Oh, he's got
low half. Might have to blow flash here if they can catch on to him. No. Naturally fast Troll King. So he will get out of there. Hold on to all of the sums. And good play. Okay. But he's definitely going to be significantly down in lane. You would think, just go ahead and recall and catch back. But he's going to burn through his pots and just try to take it out to soak up some experience. At least hit 2 before he goes back.
This is going to be really bad for him because look at this. You're looking at Poping. I said it was unexpected because I thought that he'd be going as Lilia from the top lane to the bot lane to try to enable this Varus to get even stronger. But pathing up top, hit 3, go ahead and gank this Trundle. Make him, you have to back. You make him use his flash and his teleport before level 4, and I mean, he's going to be in a really tough spot.
Ooh, yeah. Speaking of tough spot, good initiation by Sly Lego. Did manage to get on to 2, and that chunks Grim down super far. So, I mean, Seraphine should be able to heal up a little bit, but no heal in this lane means that all ends are that much scarier for the side of Dare.
And this is going to mean that Grim has to really pay attention to that passive and make sure you're getting that double proc of the, I believe it's the surround sound, just to make sure you get that heal off. Won't be as strong right now, but yeah, and it's a very long cooldown as well. So kind of have to be very careful of just how strong the engage is with Sly Lego and Silva. The insane poke, the insane speed coming out of this lane, you have to definitely respect it.
Yeah, definitely got to respect that as they do go in once again. Sly Lego is battle dancing around as Rakan can do. Check out this mid lane though. Kite Azure is getting collapsed on, has not burned the flash yet. We do have them getting away. He's running into the jungle, running into the safety of Popane. That's a lot of damage coming out. Joggers is running, but he will get first blood, and there's the flash reset. Kite Azure still stays alive, but the TVP canceled into the wall, gets put down. Double Unicorn. Mabud will flash to get out to safety. He will be running away, but differential is still getting chased on. He has flash available. He does use it, tries to dash away. He will. The Sand Soldiers will get into safety. He has no mana, but Popang is super fast on this Lilia. She does a great job of getting around. Double Unicorn flashes over, charges in, and gets the kill. Long chase, still worth it in the end. Gets the 2 kills. Glacial's up 2-0 over Dare. Might be going for 3 here. So charging the arrow, does get hit. Flashes for 1 more auto, 2 more, and Silva gets himself a kill. Quick 3-0. That's Glacial on the board.
Yep, that was just Kosk getting into saying, I want to see what it's like having my screen grade, just like my teammates. But that was also just an amazing flash, not only from Silva, but also Double Unicorn there on the Poppy. Maybe I was wrong. Maybe you do want Silva on that Ziggs instead, and you don't want Double Unicorn on that Poppy. Teleports down to the mid lane, the bot side river, honestly, and misses a chance to get the kills down there, but chases and chases and chases this Azir. Differential is the sub here, and he does get, hold up. More action top side.
Ooh, ganks all over on top and mid, but Bud does not have flash. There's no blast code for him to get to. He is waiting though. He's gonna try and turn it. His Joggers is here. Puts down Wolf to get some terrain. And they will just back off for now, choke some damage out, but good coverage. Yeah, the action is all over the map, and top and mid side for sure. But yeah, getting Double Unicorn on this Poppy, allowing him to have it, kind of crazy. The man has so many games on it, but here's Koskinen into the mid lane. He's not even playing mid this game, but he still has that high mid proximity. So he's going to come up, try and get this oppressive duo of Sly Lego and Kite Azure off of Differential, who does not, he has no sums. Kite Azure is double buffed on this Aurelia. So they want to make sure that Differential has some ability to farm and just have not as bad as a time as he has been having.
Oh yeah, and this allows the side of Glacial with Kite Azure to go ahead and get some much needed vision in that bot side jungle. Blue side coming back down is going to be Joggers. Most likely will be spotted out no matter where he goes here if he is pathing toward that dragon, which did just spawn about a minute ago. So we're going to know exactly where this Kindred is. And with Poping coming down here as well, both camps are up. Red buff coming up very soon as well. He'll be able to get these camps. He clears the chickens extremely quickly and make a move onto this dragon very, very soon as well. You have a very strong Varus who has back double longsword up against Fairy Charm and Tear on the Seraphine. Not quite a lot of kill pressure, a lot less than you really would expect and hope for if you're looking to get priority for a dragon here. And we could see some 3v3 action very soon.
Yeah, it's looking like a gank setting up there on the bot side. Both jungler here into the wall of the tower. You're not even safe under your own tower against Double Unicorn. Completely dumpstering Mabud up here. Double the CS, double the kills. It's just not looking good for this top lane on the side of Dare. And yeah, the bot lane gank 3v3 was dissuaded. It does look like they're trying to go back around. It's one of those extended fights that they might try and take. Dare being led by Joggers, who does a considerable amount of damage, just double longsword, is on the chase. And it's turning it quickly into a little bit of an ARAM here as they're hovering around the mid side, fighting over this crab.
TP being channeled here. We have a bit of a flank coming in.
Oh, Oh yeah, looks like Katazure is here. They're all bundled up in a quick line. There's the Vanguard's edge going out. Fully gets bounced back. Great timing on the Emperor's Divide from Differential, but the rest of the
wrong side of the map.
They're on the wrong side. That's not your base, guys. That's not your side. As they will get collapsed on. Bowling pins lined up. There's one kill for Popang as they jump immediately onto Subwoofer away from the rest of the team for safety. Katazure does jump in, gets a tag in, gets a stun, going for the reset. Conquer is procced. Jogger's having to run away. He does get the jump off, one more auto. Yes, but on the back side of that, Differential will be able to slow him down a little bit with
this might,
but no. Devil Unicorn is on the roams, and he is here to play and here to win, as once again he gets the kill. 3-0 on this pot.
Now, honestly, whoa, Sly Lego almost gets that back interrupted there for Koskinen, but that was actually a bit of a kind of worrisome situation there that didn't have to happen. I don't think anyone really had to die on the side of Glacial. We saw Silva entering that wave bot side while Grim, Koskinen, and Joggers were fighting Poping and Sly Lego in the bot side river. He is well, actually still behind in farm right now. We'll even it out right here, but that 2v3 cost his team a couple of sums and a couple of deaths that didn't really happen at all. But I mean, overall, I think Glacial they definitely won this. Sleep comes in, but very mobile there, able to get out of there. There's no real kill pressure right there, but even more importantly, that does draw Poping off of that dragon. So with that bot wave looking like it's going to be pushing back downward toward the blue side, you lose priority there, and that gives Dare.
Oh, that's what you're looking for. But gets knocked away, does pop down the pillar. So, unfortunately, Devil Unicorn is not looking much for this world, as he will get collapsed on by Joggers. Shut down. That's a lot of gold going to his pocket.
A ton of gold going over to his pocket. That's still Trundle, not with a lot of gold himself, but it's fine because you allow your Kindred to get some more gold. He is going to be one of the bigger carries for your team here. Especially, since you're gonna be forcing the other team to stack MR. So I mean, this is gonna make this Kindred even stronger here, and this does ring the dinner bell here. You see Kindred up top side. You're gonna get the dragon. You're gonna be trading objectives here. Dragon for Rift Herald, and I think that one Mountain Dragon isn't as strong as this first Rift Herald, especially when you can get one of your lanes back into the game, whether it's the Trundle or the Azir. This will allow you to find a way back into the game, and Joggers.
Oh no. He doesn't see it. Secret Agent, Devil Unicorn slams him into the wall, prevents the jump away with the barrier as the is coming out. There's no saving it. Flash just tries to get to the blast cone. The Katazure gets the auto off and will claim that kill credit. Devil Unicorn on this Poppy. Look, I understand y'all are down 2 bands, but one of them has to be for this Poppy.
Yeah, and that's really tough. That's Joggers saying, okay, have Rift Herald. That must mean that their bot side, it's got Dragon. I can go ahead and counter jungle, steal away this blue buff, and find a way back into this game for myself. No, that is not what it means. You are not strong enough. Maybe Poping isn't there, but Poppy is, and you might, if you don't know about Devil Unicorn on this Yordle, you might need to ask somebody because he is popping off 3-1 and 1.
Under the tower, and the Ignite's down. Right, as you're trying to walk it out, he does have red buff, so that regen is there. We'll be able to survive that full combo coming out from Differential. Sad to see, but he will get out with his life. Didn't even have to burn the flash for that. As there is a little bit of roam up from the bot side in River. Yeah, Koskinen, he's not the mid laner in this game, but he is definitely sticking by there on this Gragas, giving himself agency. As they're trying to find some way to get back into this game.
Yeah, home is where the heart is, and Koskinen just keeps going back up there. Now, wow. My butt is... I think there might have been. I'd love to see it, and here we are here.
That's crazy. The Encore goes out, but misses. That's the Sly Lego special. Counter TP is there. Grim's running right into the charge.
Who is it?
Devil Unicorn, Glacial, packing him up, put him in the box, put a bow on it. This is done and delivered as the whole team is here in this bot lane. The whole team is getting their kills in. Credits going everywhere. Great tower aggro juggling. 5 strong, will take multiple kills. Almost an ace for Glacial.
Yeah, you break the stopwatch, get a penguin to start dabbing a little bit, and then you fall to your death. There's not much that that Derek can really do in this situation. I can only hope and pray that the 2-ban penalty is only for game 1, because if you're only allowed 1 ban in game number 2, I don't know what you're going to do. I mean, Devil Unicorn cannot be allowed to play this Poppy. I guess you have to say, Silva, please don't play as well on your Ziggs, because we need something to happen. I don't think that Dare without 3 bans in the first phase is just not going to have a very fun time in this game at all. In this series, Poppy already has the Sunderer, looks to be borderline unkillable. Varus is ahead, Eclipse already in hand, CDR boots in hand already. Not really all that far stacking that tier, but it doesn't really matter. You're very far ahead. Your poke is immaculate, and Grim's going for the supportive build. The Vandal Glass Mirror, you have the Moonstone. There's no damage. There's no real damage.
That's not what you want to see from your laners, but once again, though, Kaidajir jumping in, gets pushed back. Devil Unicorn is here on his backside. There's another TP right in the middle of the team. It does come a bud. We'll go ahead and drop the Subjugate onto Devil Unicorn. Great target for that. He gets that kill, this time for himself, as a great collapse coming from Dare, showing they still have some fight in them, and they still can do some damage here in these team fights if they pick their opportunities correctly. But yeah, that Moonstone Renewer, probably not the best thing you want to go on a what's supposed to be bot lane carry Seraphine here in this game for Dare. But I'm guessing he's just feeling he's already far behind, so there's not really going to be a lot of opportunities for him to get anything to say as Mabud. Lamp Thrustman has to be dropped by Joggers, but Popang is here for 2-man round, 2-man sweep. Double kill, triple kill coming out. Kite Azure getting these perfectly timed resets, and Differential has to run for his life. Won't be able to really get away. He does have flash, but no, will get stunned up. That's a confirmed triple for Kite Azure. That's basically an ace for Glacial. Grim is in the bot lane, so they will take that 4-for-1, no problem.
4-for-1, and what started off as a pretty decently positive play. You get the kill in the mid lane. You're able to put the Herald down and get a few plates down there or up there. But yeah, overstay. You get a little over ambitious and you bait the whole team into dying. This is, I mean, it wasn't over before. It wasn't done for sure before. But at this point, with a 4K gold lead, this Irelia is off the rails. This Poppy can only kill herself, honestly, if you just go too deep. Honestly, this is a really tough spot. You have a front line, you have a good engage, you have a crazy amount of poke from this Varus, who can also set up fights and initiate himself. I mean, this is going to be a very, very tall task for Dare, and they might just not be able to ride this ride.
Yeah, this composition coming out for Dare was a little bit ambitious in its style and what it needed to do, and unfortunately it's not getting there as both teams are stacked 5v5 for this Ocean Drake. It's only the second Drake of the game, but this one could definitely spell the end for Dare should Glacial get it. They are stacking around. Differential is going back to hit the wave a little bit, kind of thin that out to keep that push going. Yeah, the Ocean Drake will be started by Dare. They are running it. It's Ocean Drake. He does have a pretty decent amount of DPS. But the poke coming out from Silva on this Varus right now. Oh my god. The reset, not taking out Dragon fast enough, but look on the side. You do have Slylega looking for a flank. There are no wards to spot him out. They are crowding towards him. This quick is going on. There's the root. Down and shut down with the wall will be Mabud. No Subjugate there to get him out. Crosscannon gets a great barrel ultimate coming down, but here's the reset. Here's Joggers coming down, trying to rain arrows everywhere. Shut down for Differential. The consistent DPS coming out from Joggers and Differential on his Kindred and Azir is enough to push back Glacial. The Dragon playing the sixth man rather will reset. Trying to get it down, and yes, they will claim that. Unicorn going in, gets the shield, 3-man knockup, but will get pushed back, and Grim will actually claim that kill credit. All around positive trade coming out for Dare, showing signs of life and showing fight. Thanks to that perfectly placed casket coming out from Crosscannon.
Yeah, that was a great casket for sure, as Slylega does find Grim here. You're a Seraphine, not very mobile, do have flash, but doesn't have to use it, gets out of there very nicely. Honestly, that fight right there, like you mentioned, was won by that Dragon. Glacial never dropped Dragon aggro. They were sitting there getting hit. Whoa, okay.
Oh, okay.
Drop
Good
the
placement of the pillar. But no, they're just gonna get out. Definitely great fight coming out from Dare in that last dragon fight. That's what you're talking about, needing to get those combos, the Gragas Casket, the Trundle Pillar, the Encore coming out from Seraphine. Grim definitely played that better than the past few fights he has been doing. And yeah, it shrank the gold lead a little bit. They shrank the kills a little bit and got them even on the dragon score, but they're gonna have to do a lot more if they're really gonna try and get back into this and get this first game under their belt.
Yeah, at objectives, Dare's comp does have a very strong advantage if you are able to set up there and control the vision. It does also help if the enemy team is sitting there taking free damage from a neutral monster. But like you mentioned, there's going to be a lot more on the table. Can we kill that ward? Nope, we don't want to kill that ward. Actually, just leave it there. Allow it to spot you out a little bit. The tower is almost dead, and it is dead now. So I can understand wanting to back up and not want to get engaged on, but I think you had an opportunity to kill that ward. But still,
ooh, the 1v1 here. Ha, never alone is my bud. He always has squad with him. That's the name, and that will be the kill. Going over to Joggers, getting another. I think that's another mark for himself too. I think he got an awesome time. Yeah, Dare's pushing the tempo. We talked about it in the draft. The scaling power of Dare's composition is starting to come online. 18 minutes here into this game. And Shells, I think, this is the time for Glacial to put, a big stamp on this game if they want to get this to continue. They don't want this team to continue scaling. As Devil Unicorn going into 3, but 3 quickly turns into 4 as Koskinen is here, as well as Mabud. Damn DPS over the side differential, staying at perfect length. It's hit with a shield, but will still stay alive as these continued ganks from Dare, putting them back in this game, even up the gold lead.
Yeah, what I'm seeing here is not Dare coming back in this game. I'm looking at Glacial really throwing a monumental lead that they secured. Their early game was amazing. Their early game was, they had very smart moves on the map, 2 very important TPs that were, some were very long flanks that ended up working out very well for them. The first dragon, you saw the very, very great flank from Sly Lego, but now we're looking at Kaida Zura and Devil Unicorn opting into and handshaking into 2v1, 3v1s, 1v4s. Now expecting vision and saying, okay, I don't see them on my screen, which means they can't be near me at all. And they're getting punished by Dare, and Dare has a very strong. Their team fighting isn't bad, but they can definitely get picks off on you, especially if picks are 2-3 members in their favor in terms of advantages in numbers. But this is Glacial kind of throwing what looked to be an insurmountable lead early. I want to see them definitely establish some more vision and make sure they can actually, get control of their side of the jungle once more and stop opting into.
Oh no, they need to stop getting caught out like we were talking about. 2-man sleep will come down, poking does a lot of damage, and so does Silva. These might not be 2 members that you want to gank as the rest of the squad is here. Great knockup by Sly Lego onto Grim. No chance to cleanse or flash. And that would be a perfect flawless duet coming up from Kite Azure, the flash into it. And yeah, this is what we wanted to see. This is what we wanted them to shut that window that was opening for Dare. And they have closed it quite a bit. 35 seconds to this Infernal Drake. And Glacial looking back on top of things, tightening up their game, tightening up the grip that they had before.
And here's the thing right here. You can just see in that fight, individually, every single one of Glacial's members are stronger than Dare, but Dare as a group is the better team fighting team, or better in terms of actually being able to get picks and whatnot. Now, this is the kind of thing right here where you can get yourself in trouble, overstaying, getting too ambitious. Look at that poke. You have such immaculate poke. You make Joggers pop the pots, and you just poke them out. They can't come. Make it so they can't come into this river. Get this vision down. Make it so they have to risk getting absolutely poked out before they even get into this objective area, and make it a free objective for you. Don't give them a chance.
Speaking of free Infernal Drake for Glacial.
Now get out.
On the chase though. Joggers, I don't know if you want to be the one on the front line for this, but yeah, it looks like everyone in Glacial will be getting away. But yes, the poke game strong from Glacial. Silva has so much damage in his pocket with that Eclipse, and Manamune, which quickly is building up. By the way, just that one shot, taking out close to a fourth, almost a third of somebody's health. It's just so much damage. And right now, Dare's looking for the picks because, yeah, Dare is succeeding when they do get picks on these members. The itemization on the side of Glacial does show that each separate member is extremely strong, but when it does come to these 5v5s, Dare has been playing it a little bit better. So, they do have the more spread out damage. You have that multi-targeting coming out from Joggers and Differential, both mixed damage, AD and AP, but the dive ability from Glacial is what is so terrifying with him. Sly Lego jumping in off of somebody's back, going in with the battle dance, with the quickness, and just shielding, running back to safety. You have Kite Azure, Vanguard's Edge, jumping in, flawless duet. It's over. And Devil Unicorn has had a great game so far. All the components are there. You have 4 people that are just running at you, and then 1 in the back throwing out super strong arrows.
Yeah, and as we do see some supportal combat over a ward, neither one of them is going to do any damage on the other, but we just want to let our opponent know that we're there, make them aware of our presence here. Now look, one thing to notice is this whole red side for the red side jungle for Glacial is dark. Sorry, Lego.
Yeah, he's going to trade some licks in. He knows he can get out. He's confident in himself.
Yeah, if that double proc of the drop the beat does come down, he's stunned. That could have been potentially problematic, but it is a support Gragas and Moonstone, Putrefier, Seraphine. There's definitely no kill pressure there. Now Leandri Seraphine with going Seraph's Embrace second, there may have been something there, but might be something here as well, as Mabud and looks like Joggers might be setting up to see, will Kite Azure just step up in this lane? Does not, plays it smart, and does not get caught up in that setup that was definitely happening with Joggers hovering in that jungle.
Yeah, trying to go for these picks that we're getting them back into this game. It's 18-10, just a small 2k gold lead separating everything, and Dare trying to go to the well with what was working for them in this dance to start off with. Is big chunk coming out from Joggers. 3 quick hits will do a bunch of damage over to Kite Azure, but he'll just, he'll heal it back up. It's no problem. And that's another thing we were talking about, itemization, the amount of healing that Kite Azure will have. You do have the Purifier for Grib, but aside from that, you don't have a lot of, grievous wounds coming out. So that might be something to look at, on the side of Dare, as Differential and Devil Unicorn get into a scrap. Might be a little bit of a bait as he tackles him, not quite out of the dash, but he is stunned up under tower. He is drowsy, can't even proc the Zhonya's. Does proc it in time, actually. Waits for it. Popeng does get the swing and will get the kill. That was a really good pick off, 2v1 for Glacial.
Yeah, an extremely good pick here against a member of the team who actually does have 2 items, is pretty strong in that Azir, and that's one of the biggest poke factors they have on the team, one of the bigger damage dealers on the team, and really the only damage dealer that does magic damage outside of the Moonstone, Putrefier, Seraphine here. So you do get yourself rid of a very strong opponent in this Azir, and it allows you to establish some vision in the enemy jungle. Look at getting some vision onto this Baron. You'll know if they want to make a move onto it, and you can go ahead and back, spin that gold. Double mask coming out here for Poping on the Lilia, and we're looking at most likely. I'm thinking we probably want to go for a Zhonya's next, but we'll see if the Morello does come out for Lilia, as there is. I mean, there's some pretty good healing with the Shilbo and Seraphine with the Moonstone. But I like to see a Zhonya's here. I think it's the most broken item in the entire game.
Yeah, Zhonya's would be good, getting that de-aggro off of you, getting your cooldowns and reset and whatnot, but it looks like it's just a full damage deer, baby. As Popeng, he has 5-1 and 7 in this team, but he's so much of this team's damage with the damage over time that comes out with the double mask build that you have, and get the drowsy on to Joggers, who manages just at the last second to pump the leg. Here's everybody jumping in, the encore goes out, but the hail of blades, the arrows coming down, and there's shutdowns going left and right. Silva's unlocked. Triple kill for the Bears, and great Emperor's Divide under the created tower as Devil Unicorn jumps in, will get the kill, quadra kill coming out for Silva. Will he get the fences? No, we'll give over to Kite Azure, but that was such a crazy fight for Glacial, and they will get the ace, and that's a free Infernal Drag. Shells, that's what we wanted to see more out of Glacial.
That is exactly what we wanted to see, and that just shows. I mean, look, you have a bunch of all the members are basically stronger than their counterparts. We saw what Kaiser can do. I mean, Kaiser was ahead from the very, very beginning. Devil Unicorn played his role very well as well, and we already know Silva on this Varus has been going crazy, popping off since the very beginning. But what was the really big factor here in this fight was how Grim missed that encore, and that's been in 2 or 3 different fights now that Grimm's missed a very, very pivotal encore. And if these encores do hit, you hard win the fight. You hard win the fight because there's less damage coming out, and they're walking toward you. You have a lot of damage and a lot of good survivability as well, even with that Moonstone. But if you're Seraphine, much like an Ahri with her charm, if Seraphine is not hitting the encores, then you're kind of playing 4v5 in a way. You just have a heal bot that isn't doing any damage. It's a really tough position to be in, but that fight was played very well by Silva and Kaiser.
Yeah, like you were talking about, 1 encore, 1 surround sound, or 1 slow. It's over for Glacial because the way they were lined up, that's when they showed that for Dare. You know, Differential had to save the Emperor's Hide for a certain time, just like he had to do there. But he will pop the Zanyas as Joggers is getting charmed, but they're getting collapsed on 3v2, flashing into the tower, and there's nowhere from the run. Is pop the lifeline passive, but he goes down. That's a double kill for Kaiser, which is so strong. That's a triple kill for him. Give him a Quadra or Silva, take it as revenge for taking that pencil. But no, you will chase Grim out. Will flash over the side in the bot lane. Arrows finds True. Silva gets that kill. And the Bud just kind of hitting Devil Unicorn and not doing any damage to him. It's almost like he's almost healing him how much he's hitting him. And
Devil Unicorn is doing more damage walking away. He's barely even trying to fight this Trundle. He's like, okay, you want to fight for real? We can go at it, really, if you really want to. Actually, now the pillar.
However, the pillar, yes. Subjugate comes down, steals those resistances away. And Mabud finally gets a solo kill after a very extended trade. But Baron, in the meantime, goes over to Glacial.
And that was the long con. That was the bait. They say, okay, I did my job. Maybe I died. Maybe I'm not going to be someone who can push the waves with this Baron buff. But I kept Trundle away from the play that was really happening. Okay, you solo killed me. Who cares? Now you don't have Subjugate. And now we have Baron. We have a lot of members who can push. Helping is like Lego.
Might be safe in the pillar. It looks like knocked up. Super low. Yeah, Popang's damage is just so strong, especially now with that Oblivion Orb. Is that a late game Dark Ring? He has the Dark Ring. You know, probably going to build that into the good book of evil,
or the evil book of good. Who knows?
Yeah, depending on what side you're on, I suppose. But he just has so much damage on this Lilia, one of his most played champions, one of his more comfortable picks for this team, and it's looking like it's almost just a matter of time before Glacial does close the book on this game 1 in the series. But they're definitely trying their damnedest to get back into this 7K down. It's just looking so open shut case for them. But they do have they have the fight, they have the damage if they take the fights appropriately. But I don't believe Glacial's going to give them that chance. I'll say that.
Keyword is appropriately. Yeah, and it's going to be very hard to find appropriate spots to take these fights. And I've been kind of I want to say I've been a little bit I'll call it critical of the way that Glacial's been playing this game a little bit. Just seeing them in the mid game kind of throw a very strong lead, but now I'm trying to think that they've actually been limit testing in this game. As Sly Lego comes out, it's just a bait, but the Pixel Brush play will not go through. I may have to make this point here. We have 40 seconds on the play.
Yep.
Right?
No, he went over the side. Not much to follow. The rest of the team is not there. But the Baron usage from Glacial is a little bit lacking in my opinion. I would like to see them push sideways more and produce more of this lead. It's sole point for them, yeah, but you have Baron. I would prioritize that over just giving them another Inferno. You can fight them in turn for sure.
Unicorn.
Oh, they're bunching up in this bush again. The same bush as the last fight.
Devil Unicorn flank. I don't know where he's going though. I can't see Devil Unicorn. He flanked near tier 2 mid. Now he's
right
here.
Back in the river. He's running straight for Oscar, and they're trying to take out this guy. His quickness is there. They're pushing the Divide, go to the side. Triple charm, triple drowsing. Will take down 3, get them out of the Lamb's respite, but there's the damage raining down as the Bloods on the side have to watch his entire team fall. Differential running for his life away from Silva. Godlike gets up a double kill. Pad the stats, get the KDA more, and that's another ace for Glacial.
Yeah, this is all about. I can just go ahead and say Glacial was not running it in the mid game. I believe that what they're trying to do is say, okay, we know we hard won the early game. Let's let Dare bring this back from a 6 or 7K gold lead back down to a 2K and bring the gold actually even. Can we, just from skill alone, push our advantage from going from hard ahead to even, and then push it back to a 11K lead at the 33-minute mark? This game probably could have been over 10 minutes ago, but Glacial really wants to get some more practice in. They want to see if we do actually get pushed, if we do face someone who can actually get us out of our body, get us off our game. Can we come back? Do we have the mental fortitude to get it back and get right? And honestly, it looks like they can, because it looked to me like they were opting into very, very disadvantageous positions, some very odd fights. And will this get canceled? Of course it won't get canceled. That's just it's the Glacial buff. You just don't get hit when you're resetting. And some very ambitious ganks, very ambitious TP flanks coming through. I mean, I saw Devil Unicorn go from his Raptors to enemy tier 2 turret and walk straight through to the Dragon Pit untouched, full health, and gets to engage onto the enemy support. Now there is a death brush here.
I'm looking for it. I don't know if you want to go on
death brush for who?
He's very charmed up. There's an encore actually landing. That's 2 quick kills. Good shutdowns, good goals going over to numbers that you wanted to. All right, Dare. I see what your composition can do when done correctly. The entire top side of the map is down. Oh, great timing. Explosive pass jumps in on to Silva, who gets shut down, and gold going over the joggers in the base. Yeah, Kaiser is taking down that inhibitor. Someone's going to go back to stop them, but this is a push that Dare needs. They need to move with this wave to get something off of this. Kaiser can push. He will take this inhib, but he's more than likely going to back off. Yes, he has no wave with him, so he has to back off. No minions to play. But yeah, they're going straight down. 13 seconds on Devil Unicorn, 17 seconds on Popang, 30 seconds for Silva. This is a very hard push for Dare. They can get a lot from this. Definitely can get an inhibitor. If they stay too long, though, they can risk getting turned on. So they will take an inhibitor and they will back off. And those 2 picks, like the competition has been doing all game long, getting 2 picks, getting an objective, getting a pick, getting something off of it. Glacial playing with their food a little bit too much here, and the Baron is up. Silva's not
actually strong. They have a very strong Baron take here with a 0.
But if they have to commit to it though, Encore is back up. Should he go? Oh, he got.
Was that the Seraphine?
Game. He made the game-saving play as the difference left to drift away. Mabud will take out Devil Unicorn on the back end, and Grim is running for his life. But that one play that Devil Unicorn maybe have saved them this entire game, because Dare was in such a good spot to turn on that fight and get this Baron. But him perfectly getting the knockback on Grim as he was ulting.
Yes.
Glacial took a massive disaster, and this is Baron number 2, surely going the way of Glacial.
Yeah, and this is what happens. You get that. You think you can turn. Well, first of all, you think you have a good chance to get the Baron, or at least bait them into Baron. But the turn is just not strong enough. And like you said, Devil Unicorn trades his life for the setup to basically, I believe, in this game, getting Grim out of there. I wish I could have seen Grim have a few more good encores, but we have to go ahead and mention it again. This was first pick Seraphine. First pick Seraphine is 1, 6, and 9. Has the Moonstaff build with Putrefier. and is now going for the Seraph's Embrace, but it feels a little too late. And Koskinen, you're not welcome in this part of your own jungle. We're gonna have to go ahead and back that on up real quick. And this lead has ballooned, it's collapsed, and then it has ballooned once more. We're at 10k gold for Glacial here. They have Infernal Soul. If the poke wasn't enough, if the absolute demonic play from both Poping and this Poppy piloted by Devil Unicorn wasn't enough, you still have to deal with Kaidazir, who, 14-2-9 on this Irelia, with Guardian's Angel, with Wit's End, with the kind of healing on his back, though. What can Dare really do in the face of all of this damage, all this engage? Not a whole lot.
Yeah, it's oh man, it's actually insane how much damage Glacial has right now. They just have to actually stick together and not get picked off like they have been, causing those little dips in their gameplay, and they can definitely end this game 1. 37 minutes here in this game 1, and it's that term, taking them to deep water, making them run that marathon. Glacial trying to make Dare sweat it.
Well,
straight to the gray screen. 2 Qs. Drowsy comes down under the tower. Silva, godlike, gets the double kill for Kaidazir. Devil Unicorn's gonna get one for himself, and that's an ace inside of the base of Dare. 38 minutes in, the final push, baroned up, sold up, got it 40-19, and Glacial will take game 1 over Dare.
The game ends up with a 14k gold diff. Now look, 38-minute long game. It seems like we saw Dare hold on to what was a very, very lopsided, one-sided early game. I'm going to say it again. It really did feel like I was watching Glacial play with their food, put the vegetables to the side, maybe look at them a little bit. Okay, no, I want to cut the meat over here. Should I eat it? I'm going to let it live. Just kidding. Psych. We're going for the end here. 38 minutes left. No dessert just yet. Gotta win one more game for that one. But we just saw a team in Glacial look like they're just much better against a team that has one E-sub, and they didn't have all 3 bans in the first phase. So maybe this game comes out a little bit differently if we don't see that Poppy in the top lane, if we didn't see the Lilia come out potentially. But the way that this series is looking right now, it's looking like Glacial is just a cut above Dare in its current state as currently constructed.
Yeah, it was close for a few minutes there, but that was more so mistakes on Glacial's part than Dare playing better. It was, oh man, just Devil Unicorn on this Poppy. Y'all cannot let this man get this. Absolute monster, absolute unit. With that being said, we're going to let them take a quick little break. I'm going to take a quick little break. Need some ice water. But we will be back for game 2 between Dare Black and Glacial Esports. Don't change that channel. And welcome back, everybody, to the final week of play-ins here for Aegis Vanguard League. And we are currently in the series between Glacial Esports and Dare Black. Dare Black slipped and fell in that last game. They lost. We do have Glacial Esports up 1. Can they make it to 2-0 and put themselves into playoffs? Or can Dare Black get the miracle, grab it back, force us to a game 3, and take all the marbles from there? We'll have to see. We're going to get right into draft here.
Yeah, and right away you see Glacial going ahead and banning what they know. It's that Orianna, that Victor, and that Gangplank, making sure that that mid lane and that top. Actually, really GP can be played mid lane as well, but we do see Mabud play a little bit more. Now Dare deciding we're not going to ban the Poppy, we're not going to ban the Ziggs, we're going to ban Irelia and first pick Ziggs ourselves. So if Silva doesn't get that, what you know what that means? You know what that means.
You knew it. Off rip immediately goes for that Poppy. And yeah, that's I understand the thought process. Poppy is a little bit easier to deal with than Aurelia, especially once Aurelia gets going, but still.
We did see, like you like you mentioned, we did see that double unicorn on that Poppy made what might have been a game-saving play at the Baron when Glacial did turn. We saw him just get rid of Koskinen, ulting, using that on, no, it was a Grim on Seraphine, using that encore, which would have been a 3-man, beats him up out of there, and it becomes a 4v5, and by that point, the game was done and dusted, cooked, and ready to eat. Now, you're dealing with very, very familiar foes. With this Poppy, it's going to be very, very hard to get Devil Unicorn off his game.
Yeah, and with that pickup, they're going to get the Poppy Rel, which is very scary. The Tom Kinch pickup for Dare here. Okay, I like that. It's really, Kinch into tanks is actually kind of funny to watch. But yeah, picking up the Poppy and Rel for Glacial. Lots of engage, lots of pick potential. Dare betting it all on the Ziggs. I'm really hoping, it is that bot lane Ziggs, getting Grim on something like that. More impactful than the Seraphine in certain respects, and pick up the Thresh for that as the backup plan. That's good. Giving him something that will keep him safe, but also allow agency. But Glacial's gonna be like, "Hey boys, it's Vayne time!" So the Vayne hover here, I'm expecting him to pick it up. Yeah, and it will be locked.
There it is.
That's scary.
That's a very strong answer into the Ziggs. And I like what Glacial's done here, because when you first pick a Ziggs, you understand that Ziggs, first of all, can have very strong priority in the lane, destroys towers by himself, honestly. And he has enough wave clear and enough abilities that are long range enough to where your support can roam. You can either go hard and try to push the tower, or you can have Ziggs be alone in the lane, kind of like an Ezreal, and farm the wave while your support does roam around the map. Going against a Vayne and a Rel destroys that. There's a lot of good engage there. It's like, okay, if you do want to leave Koskinen, if you want to leave, that's fine. Make plays against Kaitazir, who is very strong. You know what Kaitazir just did last game, bro. You might want to go ahead and roam and make his life a little bit more difficult. But if you do that, then your first pick champion, much like last game's first pick champion in the same role, is not going to have a very fun time at all.
Yeah, and it looks like Dare's going to ban out the Xerath. And we're looking for the final ban coming out from Glacial. They already took away the Trundle. They would take it away the Cassiopeia. Okay, so final ban for Dare.
I find it kind of interesting that the Cassiopeia is the option here for Glacial to ban out from Enigma. There is already strong magic damage coming out from this Ziggs. Obviously, you don't care about mixing up your mid and bot, but when you do go AP carry with the Ziggs, there is, maybe, well, with the Tom Kent's top, I don't know. I don't know if Cassiopeia was the best answer here, but with a bunch of short range champions, melees basically with Vayne, Rel, and Poppy, I guess the kind of setup that a cast can have in a team fight, you get them all stuck in stone, and you can really set up to do some really strong damage here. But I don't know if that would have been my last ban here against Dare. But it is what it is, and we'll see just what Enigma is able to pick up here in the mid lane.
So, throughout all of that, Glacial decided to pick up the Dr. Mundo. And in response, Dare's going to go for the Jarvan. Okay. Zid and Viego are both still up and both still very great picks. But they're just going to go for comfort. Going to pick up this Jarvan.
Both teams play Viego too. Both teams play Viego a lot. Teams
play it, right. So this is interesting. Also interesting, is this Mundo jungle?
Is it Poppy jungle? But you don't first pick Poppy jungle when you have Unicorn. Yeah.
Okay. And they will pick up the Jarvan. Oh! Wait, hold on. The Varus pick up. So this has got once again
okay.
Throwing some riches and things. Picking up the Varus Jarvan last rotation. So Ziggs mid is looking more likely, and the Varus Thresh bot. I suddenly like this proposition a lot more. Silas, pretty good answer. I mean, oh man. But this jungle Mundo, I'm not exactly sure how well Mundo functions in the jungle as of late, but I don't see it very often. We'll have to see, because this is a bit of a slower pace for Glacial on their composition this time.
Yeah.
Compared to the last game. And this spells a lot more ramping and a lot more scaling options. Was told by production, though, that Silas is actually an Akali. Similar in execution of what they're wanting to do. Akali just does a little bit better, in my opinion.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think the thing you were talking about with pace is a really good point here, because Vayne wants to scale up. Even the Silas has some troubles laning a lot of the times, especially against a Ziggs that's going to be pushing and gonna definitely have priority here. But the Mundo in the jungle, the clear isn't horrible. The clear isn't as great as it used to be, but it's still, I think, an S tier clear as far as speed goes. The problem with Mundo now is that his early skirmishing, especially for these scuttle crabs, is a lot weaker since you don't have that constant fire going around you. The skirmishing is a ton weaker. So you get the clear just fine. The clear is going to be good, but if you're looking to fight, if you're looking to actually tussle for those scuttle crabs, if you don't have priority, it's going to be very, very rough, and you most likely will not have priority with that Silas going into the Ziggs. So it's going to be potentially, or most likely, Mundo pathing topside to hit that scuttle crab, but then that's going to be the Poppy into the Tom Kinch most likely, and we've already seen what Devil Unicorn can do on that Poppy, and that W from him is going to be extremely valuable in this game, especially if it interacts with Tom Kinch the way I believe it does. So I mean, this is going to be Dare in a pretty rough spot. I like the Jarvan. Jarvan's cool. Yeah. You have some very strong engage here, but if Glacial can survive the first 10 to 15 minutes and be even, they are massively ahead.
Yeah, it's interesting. Yeah, they have to definitely get that break even or break ahead point, because they do have a pretty decent siege if they can get set up. Varus plus Ziggs spells disaster for anybody like trying to aggress on them from the behind or even position, just because, especially with Thresh Tom Kinch, if they're grouped up as 5, that's a hard lot to get in. Also, looking at these champions, Mundo is just so weird to me in this place, right? Like, the Jarvan can literally baby cage him and go on anybody else. Or, jump. He's going to be looking for that Vayne to delete the Vayne if he decides to go, the more damage-oriented Jarvan builds that we have seen. But it's so interesting because Glacial has, like, put most of their eggs in the marksman mid basket. Like, apparently, the Silas from production was telling me was actually the Akali pick, so that has changed things a little bit.
Yes.
Dare has such a good 5v5. It's just so interesting to see what Glacial is going to be able to do to this mid game. Like, the Mundo just feels so out of place to me. Maybe there's some strats that they have that I don't know about. They're hoping to push this to that 2-0 and get them in the playoffs. Dare is definitely hoping to push this to that 1-1, get us to game 3, and get themselves into playoffs. But in this composition, looking leagues better than their last one, in my opinion, with the synchronicity between all the champions, with how well they can play it. Oh man, it's gonna be fun to watch, and we're gonna get everybody settled in, get all the summoner spells and runes picked out, timer synced down, all that good stuff. We're going to toss it to a break, and when we get back, we'll be in for game 2 between Dare and Glacial. All right, here we go. Game 2 between Dare Black and Glacial Esports. Last spot for the playoffs. Let's get into it.
We are definitely going to be getting into it. I want to talk about these comps. I want to talk about how last game went, but we're looking at Glacial Esports setting up a 5-man Pixel Brush play. Who will get here first? It's going to get spotted out, but
Koskinen does get back to back. Not like this. Burns the flash. Crash down does not land. I mean, hey, that's a summoner spell worth getting right there. As Glacial, they're looking for this hard in beta. That's really
Rim.
Oh no.
Why'd you step up? Was it worth it?
No.
They're about to work.
One auto. He burns the flash, burns the heal, gets chased by Popeng, dodges one, but he's in auto range. One hit. Can he play with enough dodgeball? He can. No. No, that. No. We were just talking about this.
Crow, we were questioning how the Mundo works, how Mundo Jungle is going to work. There it is. That's how Mundo Jungle works. You just,
oh my God.
You just get disrespected. You let a Varus step up into you, and then he says, "You know what? I'm going to hit you with one of my spells."
Oh no! It's
and then the whole team hits. Yeah, it's war. They know exactly where this play is going. Yeah, and this is how you get ahead. This is how you get ahead.
Not like this. Not like this. Head in my hands. That should not have happened. All Grim had to do was not walk up there, and they would have not given that over. And he burned both sums to get away from it. That's unfortunate. So now both him and Koskinen are without flashes in a Vayne Rel lane. That's just... And Rel took Hex Flash.
Yeah. Well, and you have the cleanse as well onto Silva, so it's gonna be a little bit harder to actually super engage onto this champion. And we were talking during the break, saying that what kind of lanes, what kind of real impact can helping have in this game, because you don't want to gank this Tom Kent. What are you gonna really do? Is it really kill pressure there with Devil Unicorn? You never know what Devil Unicorn or Poppy, but Poppy and Mundo ganking a Tom Kent is probably not your best option.
Yeah, pulled in. There's a crash. See, that's that damage. It's just so far behind already in this lane as the Ignite comes down from Sly. And that's another kill on the Koskinen. 0-2 already. Glacial's looking real good right now. Both are low health bars for Silva and Lego. They do have some defensive options available, but it's not looking too hot.
Not looking too hot does not do the situation justice. It's looking very cold, actually. Looking very, very frigid for the side of Dare here, because first of all, your bot laners use their sums level 1 and die for, I would call it, no reason at all. But then you step up thinking you can really have some decent pressure onto Silver and Sky Lego, and they don't use any of their summoners. Sky Lego does use the Ignite to help Silver secure the kill, but that's just fine. You have Hex Flash there. Silva still has Flash and Cleanse, and the point I was making earlier was that we were talking how Poping didn't have much of, very strong lanes, very strong situations to gank because top is kind of dead.
Dead though. Good flay, still saving the death sentence, waiting for it. Satchel goes way wide. So does it. The Kite Azir brought his dancing shoes today and just 1-2 steps out of danger. Yeah, Dare trying to make something happen, but he's not able to do so. As Koskinen on these roams that we have seen him do time and time again just was not able to grab it forward. As Bud's going right into Devil Unicorn's face. Abyssal dive gets in. Devil Unicorn did not push him out, but he is very low. Steadfast Presence does go. But look at the region off. Gets flashed into the wall. No time to react. That's another kill. This man's Poppy is actually unstoppable. Definitely covering his wall. Glacial, they're off to a great start that they should not have gotten off.
Yeah, and
this is looking real bad for Dare right now.
This is exactly what we talked about during Pick Ban. We were saying, okay, if Glacial can get to the 10 to 15 minute mark, if they're even, they're way ahead. They have a much later scaling comp that does not have a very strong early game compared to what Dare has in the Ziggs, in this Varus. They are much better suited to have a bigger impact on the map earlier than a Vayne and a Dr. Mundo, and even in a Kali in lane versus the Ziggs. But yeah, seeing this 1K gold lead, two of your carries. I call Mundo a bit of a carry by being a drain tank. I think that you have carry ability there.
Yeah.
I saw him flash solo kill the Varus level 1. Okay, you're a carry. At that point, you're absolutely a carry. But But yeah, there's not an advantage really anywhere on the map. We can look at CS, but when we look at the actual individual gold, I'm sure it will tell a much different story. Did we just see Tom Kench get solo killed in lane against a Poppy who didn't even use steadfast presence against the Abyssal Dive? I think we did. It's not looking very good for the side of Dare right now.
Yeah, no, it's man. Murphy's Law, everything that can't go wrong will go wrong. That's exactly what's happening right now for Dare, and they're playing on such a back foot. You'd be thinking they're walking off the side of a building right now. It's just, they have to get back into this game. There's another flash, QE, Satchel is there, will be able to get him down, gets knocked up under tower range. Popang may have been off a little bit more than he can chew, and Mundo will go straight to the gray screen. Joggers coming up clutch with that great roam time, able to save differential. As Mabud, okay, but this will dodge outside of the set flash, and this is what he was looking for. This is what we were looking to see. The level 6 is coming out, manages to stop the ultimate from Devil Unicorn. He becomes down, pushes him away to safety, basically gets stunned up under tower, will not die though. B emote comes out, Kaiser waits for the teleport, runs back down. As slight problem, there's gonna be a little bit of a pause. Jogger's having a little bit of a connection issue, so we'll get right back to that in just a moment. But this early game, let's talk about it.
Yeah, let's do just that. I think what we saw happen for the most part was that level 1 gone wrong. It was really supposed to be just, I believe, just getting some pretty deep warding down inside of Dare's red side jungle, the red buff camp there, that pit, but we saw both bot laners step up just a little bit too far, and although we did see the side of Glacial have to expend some of those flashes to secure kills, they were able to secure some very important kills, and the bot lane was just down very, very bad, very, very early. They were down summoners, and they didn't get killed 2v2 by Glacial as well. So they were put in a bad spot in the bot lane. Then we saw a solo kill top, and the only death on the side of Glacial, we saw it a lot in the first game, was a death that was borderline given up, just going a little bit too far. I think limit testing a bit. I think just seeing what was on the menu, bit off a little more than you could chew, and I don't think that's really indicative of how the game is going to go or how the matchup looks, or if there's any sort of real turnaround here. The game's not over. The game is absolutely not over, but I think that was more of a limit test, more so than an outskill kind of play coming out from the side of Dare Black.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I get that. Like, that level 1 should not have happened. Like, let's be perfectly honest here. With them stepping up too far, Grim, gotta watch that, and just got completely collapsed on, and giving that kill over to the Mundo, level 1, blowing all the summoner spells, really set them back too, as it just really made things unfortunate and allowed that bot lane to get that quick little 2 kill, or 1 kill rather. And it was just, yeah, they answered it back. We were talking about that, limit testing. He's feeling himself a little bit.
A summoner has reconnected.
But hey, it's definitely not over for Dare. Devil Unicorn hasn't started to pop off yet, so that's a good thing. But with that being said, we're gonna get a little bit of restart. Got everybody reconnected. Joggers is back. He got that kill, had a little bit too hard of a pop off, knocked his router out, but he's reconnected. We're back into the game. We're about to jump back into the map.
Fist pumped a little too hard for that kills, like got a little too excited. Not the Ethernet cable out,
Look,
the comeback's here. Okay, hold up.
We've
a little bit of a fanatic pause,
but I've done it before. I did get a pop off in a match I was doing in Dragon Ball and unplugged my controller by accident. I totally understand. So with that being said, we will get everything reconnected and jump back in. But going quickly over these comps, like the scaling is starting to happen for Glacial, and like we really, really don't want Silva to get going on this vein, because that's going to be absolutely terrifying.
Silva on this vein really nullifies anything that Maba wants to do as a frontliner. You'll probably get some pretty good damage onto this J4 as well. Both these initiators, both of these frontlining champions, as we are looking at a bit of a stationary picture here, but a picture does tell 1,000 words, and I'm going to say 1,000 words right now as we sit here. Oh, we get a little zoomy zoom. I do love to zoom in because, look at those. Look at the graphics. Look at the moves. Look at the shadow. Oh, my goodness, the textures. And there it is. We are right back into motion picture. Beautiful, beautiful sight.
Let's go. Yes, back into the game, back into the picture, moving on our screens. Everybody's reset. 1-3 is the score line. 1,000 gold lead for Glacial in this game, too. The 5th seed versus 4th seed. Remember, winner of this series is the last member of the playoffs starting next week, and it's looking to be a scrappy fight. So it's just, oh my god, the amount of marbles at stake right now. You know, Glacial looking like they really do want that last spot. It's looking real difficult for Dare. This competition that, you know, they shouldn't be losing in. Flash going in, double flash, Cataclysm is there, stunned up, Canadian against the wall, good flake from Koskinen, flash forward, Grim, this should be your kill, this should be good for you, and it will be one kill. Destiny goes wide, does not get the extra, but the floss execution coming out from Kite Azure, dashing under the tower, will take out differential. Kills traded back and forth across the map, great play from Dare. Joggers, he's back in form now, he got everything going, so he's feeling himself. Goes for a gank, pays off correctly. Unfortunately, in the mid lane, differential does get taken out by Kite Azure. He's going to show us his Akali game. Went for the sword shoes first buy. I do like that, you know, get that extra pin. You already have pretty decent damage. So Akali is still pretty good right now. But he'll get in, get out, get that kill, reset. And yeah, just picking up the pace a little bit. Lost a little bit of tempo with that pause. Hoping teams can get back to it.
Yeah, but the thing is, you have to see about that is, okay, you have 3 people in that bot lane, that bot lane kill there. Both Grim and Koskinen used their flashes. Doggers is down there spending time and resources on this bot lane that is behind, and then your mid laner does get solo killed. A mid laner who should have very strong push and advantage versus this Akali does die, does expend his flash as well, and that's a solo kill. That's a 1v1 kill in the mid lane. Kite Azure is getting stronger. The one thing you can say that works out in Differential's favor is that Kite Azure had not gone ahead and bought the Dark Seal before that kill. So yes, that was a good chance, a good opportunity to get back ahead or get back to an even state for Dare in the bot lane in that 3v2 kill. But you expend double flash and your mid laner uses flash and dies solo. I think net positive over to Glacial, but the gold is still moderately even, so it's not going to be anything game-changing, but you do still see the pretty strong cross-map plays going on here. Knuckle shows bot, let me get crazy, all in mid lane, and do my thing. Kite Azure picking up where he left off last game.
Joggers, can you do it? Joggers is going in, he steals it, gets the steal, gets the Cataclysm, locks him in the cage. Here is Devil Unicorn with the assist, but that
Wait.
Gets Kite Azure back. They're going to go for it. He flashes away, but the Bishop Blaze is over. They do pick up the repair roll. What a great play from Joggers. He's trying to get them back into this game. He's trying to get Dare over that finish line. As Devil Unicorn has 4 people chasing him. Last plant gets popped by Differential, puts him back into the team. Koskinen has to be careful. Koskinen will take the kill, actually get the credit. Yo, that was, oh my god.
What are these mobility interactions? The amount of mobility you get the keeper's verdict into the play, into the follow, into the Destinus, into the follow. Then it rubber bands back. Then we saw the blast cone get blocked by the flag and drag from Joggers on the back end, while Devil Unicorn was 1 HP for 30 solid seconds there. I mean, just all this interaction with mobility from these champions, and the fight does not stop there.
Not stop. Yes, they are in mid lane trying to chase onto Differential. They know he doesn't have flash. The great slowing smite from Joggers. He's watching his bully. He's like, bro, I got you. Don't worry about it. Keeping him alive as Shelly will get a full charge onto that mid lane tower. They weren't able to take it out, but it is, I believe, within satchel range now for Differential, so that is good. Cloud Drake is live. Glacial are on it first. They had the priority positioning, so that might just be 2 dragons going up over for Glacial. They are a little bit down in gold, but it's still a very even game with all things considered going on in the map.
Oh yeah, being down 1,500 gold here at the 12-ish minute mark is just fine with that Mundo, with that Bane. You're still in that about even state because you're gonna hard scale. Mundo's gonna be hard to kill. I want to see at some point some nice satchel, but you can get away with it.
Good combo. Good combo indeed. Oh, not quite enough damage. Didn't get out of the blast zone. Oh, great chain of corruption comes out, but the counter TP is here, and so is Kang, and that is a big mess of damage coming out from Glacial. Side Lego will come across Kennen. 4 members chasing under the tower for Dare. Gets locked under. Kang can't go anywhere. The counter TP is there, and the solo kill back. Rizzle in the mid lane. Silverblade will get the kill on Draugrs. Grim gets killed on Kang. Junglers are down. Here's another TP. This Rizzle's coming in on the back line. He does see his targets in. He will pull the bombs out. He wants to get some landed on. It is 1v1 against him.
Any condemners?
Close away. They're seeing Knight. He's going down. Ticking. Triple kill for Grim. Dare on the board. 9-6. Y'all gang, no problem. We got TPs too. We got 2 of them. And that is how you show up for your team in the lane. And we're pushing this to the bank.
Okay, so in game 1 and early in this game as well, after that mid lane dive, I said that I was looking at Glacial really limit testing, playing with their food, just trying to see whether or not they could get a lead, give it away, and come back and take it once more. That right there, that whole exchange it did not say to me, this is planned, this is us trying to limit test it all. That was just not good shot calling, and that was the side of Dare pulling the trigger. They said, okay, we're gonna engage, we're not running away, and we're gonna invest these teleports in here. Some of those looked a little bit late to the fight, but they kept coming in there, and it pushed Silva out. Kaida dies solo in the mid lane to the Ziggs, who takes the tower. I'm pretty sure he just takes tower and then just makes a move onto Kaida without. He didn't have ult either, so it wasn't with the Mega Inferno Bomb that secured the kill there. Kaida goes down. Silva's pushed out of the fight, and then you have a bunch of tanks. That's not gonna get the job done. And by the way, the one kill that didn't go down in the bot lane went to Sly Lego. Yeah. Tough time.
It's just not what you want. The ultimate's back in. Grim unstoppable. There's the Mega Inferno Bomb. That's another double kill coming out for Grim. Maybe looking for another triple as Kaiser is in. He is in the cloak. Does dash over the side with that R1. That's just the quick kills are just coming back. And Sly Lego, once you're on that rel, especially in the early game, you jump in. If you don't get somebody killed, you're probably going to go down first. As Double Unicorn is down here roaming, Koskinen is shadowing over the side. Kaiser is here. They're trying to rope them in a 3v3.
They don't want this fight.
Grim has Immortal Shield Bow. This is the crit lethality, lethal tempo rather, Varus. It's not the on-hit Hail of Blades Varus that most are used, or the lethality Hail of Blades Varus that most people are used to seeing. This is such a strong team fighter and ability to get all those shots out quickly. And it's just, it's really rough for Glacial to deal with at this stage of the game.
Yeah, I mean, and you want to go for that crit build because you're looking at a Poppy, a Mundo, and the Rail to a certain degree. I mean, that lethality isn't going to give you a ton of value, but going for this crit, I mean, you're going to be in a very, very good spot. And like we mentioned, this Mundo was giving us a lot of questions as to, okay, you can farm, doing very well. You're even with four deaths. You're even in farm. We knew that Mundo could farm. Getting ganks off and getting good skirmishes, not exactly is in his wheelhouse in the early part of the game. Now, the good thing for Glacial is they were able to stack up 2 dragons. So they bought themselves some time, right? Using your prio in the bot lane, you buy yourself at least 10 minutes. You can give over the next 2 Drakes to Dare and say, okay, those are your 2 Drakes. Get those 2 Ocean Drakes. That's fine with us. We're gonna try to scale up with our Vayne, scale up with this Akali, and become one-shot machines. Take away your front line. But you really can't get picked anymore. You really can't get picked. You really can't get more gold onto this Varus because once Grim is online for real, it is going to be very, very tough to deal with the kind of poke that he has, the kind of poke that this Ziggs has, and then the frontliners are going to be doing too much damage or too much protection. Hold up.
Yo, the 1v1. It might be. Can he get the shield off in time? He can. Does he get the stun? He gets the swallow 1 hit. Oh! The 1v1 once again. Devil Unicorn takes out my butt. Poppy versus Tom is such an interesting matchup to watch back in front. It's so cool. Now, Devil Unicorn does not have TP, so he cannot quickly join this dragon fight. And they are in a better position for sure to take this drag. And here is Kaiser on the back line. Mega Photobomb goes in, doesn't really do much damage. Grim is godlike on the back line, gets a double kill. Manages to get more damage on. Silva's trying to get something, does get the shutdown on the differential, but Joggers will get the return kill as Kaiser, a sliver of health, full energy, but not much he can do. Doesn't see the ward, will get killed off as he's running away. Devil Unicorn, now he's able to join his team. That was so key. The fact that he did not have TP in that fight and they saw the back timing did not allow Devil Unicorn to join in. That honestly might have turned the tail of that fight as he tries to go for a kill. Will take down Cannon. Because Poppy's still strong, apparently. Now he's on the chase for Grim. Has the flash into the wall. Damage is there from the Q2. Channeling. Grim is in a bad spot. Gets blocked out, but no! The blighted arrows will cause the death. And another double kill for him. 10, 1, and 2 on this Varus. I think he should have picked this over the Seraphine in the first game. Just saying.
This is just a masterclass in disrespect from Glacial Esports. I don't get it. You got to give that dragon up. You didn't have position on it the first time. And then Devil Unicorn watched this team die fighting for the dragon the first time, and then comes in late after resetting, walks down to the river, baits Kaitazura to also die. I'm just not really all that sure what the shot call was to say 4 versus 1, let's go to the dragon pit and try to fight. After the dragon's already dead, let's try to engage onto Grim, knowing all of Dare is in their red side jungle, and then you get collapsed on. You make Grim borderline unkillable. Now he has shield bow, has wits in, he's hitting faster, more survivable, and he has more. He won't just pop when Kaitazura decide to engage onto him. This is, I don't want to say it's hard over, but I would not be surprised if we don't go to if we don't go to a game 3 here, because this has been Dare coming back tremendously.
Right, yeah, and comp diffs once again, this time in the favor of Dare, as Glacial is just not playing with that respect that they definitely should have been given over to them. And you
what is
see
this?
How coming back to bite them as a 3v1 Devil Unicorn surviving for a hot minute. The Joggers will claim that kill credit. Big Jarvan, big Varus, big damage all over the map for Dare. I want to say it's over and done with, because we did have those signs of life last game over Glacial versus Dare, but it's complete reverse now as they're looking to push this to the game 3 and take that last playoff spot, and right now they're in a pretty good seat to do so.
They really are, and Crow, when I'm wrong, I like being right, but when I'm wrong, I am not opposed to saying it and admitting it. I was wrong about game 1. I think that Devil Unicorn wasn't limit testing. We're watching him from ahead go all in disadvantageous positions. When he was ahead, it worked out. From behind, he is still deciding to go all in into disadvantageous positions and gets killed, gets thrown out with the garbage numerous times in a row. At points where you don't really need to contest, like the dragon, even after it's down, you see 2 members top side, you still go in, trying to get a kill with Sunfire and a Giant's Belt. Not sure how much damage that's going to do for you, but I feel like maybe he's feeling himself from that solo kill 15 minutes ago in the top lane, but now we're out of lane. Other members can come and help, and you don't have the vision or the damage to really kill this Tom Kinch anymore. We're going to a game 3, I think, and this is, once again, I think, partially due to shot calling or just not having respect for the opposite team.
Yeah, it's just sheer disrespect on the side of Glacial. They knew that they definitely had the leg up in the first game, but this composition is just so out of whack and so ignorant to the playing ability of Dare. This was a very solid team in the regular season, don't get me wrong. They had a little bit of a slump here in the play-ins and whatnot, but this still was a very formidable team, and in their previous series when they did meet, Dare actually did beat Glacial. So looking at this rematch, there's the subs, whatever, but it's still that dare mentality, that dare strength, that ability for them to bounce back from adversity that they're showing us. And Glacial just simply not respecting that, and it's costing them here in this game too. And as I'm talking, like, you know, they're just, the setups are there, the timings are there, the champions that they have are made to get these great kills in these skirmishes. Mabud's getting collapsed on by 3 people, but now Tom Kench, that's the Tom Kench with Warmogs and Ice, a Frostfire Gauntlet. He has a lot of health. Get the Lantern. No, we'll not be able to get
any warriors like this.
That's so much cooldowns wasted on this Tom Kench, and here's the re-engage. They're all trapped in the pit. It's an Inferno pool party as the Mega Turtle Bomb with so much damage. Grim is here, gets the double. Silver's running for his life. Chased on, triple kill, Hail Mary arrow comes down. 13-1-2. Grim Reaper with these arrows does not miss.
And Kaidazora can do nothing but clear this wave out. This is going to be 4-1 over for the side of Dare. And I mean, this is what happens when when you bait your Tom Kench. Say, okay, use all your cooldowns on this catfish here. We have the damage coming. The damage is coming here. You have nothing to really do now. Differentiate. You're a tough spot.
Interesting split call. They were trying to do a Baron Dragon split take, but only with differential down there. He was already low. Koskinen is here. Wait, so is Babud. TP down to help out their buddies. Only have Grim and Joggers on the Baron. They think they have enough damage to do it. Joggers, he's dropping pretty low. If he could flash over that Baron real quick. Will he stay alive? Yes, he will. There is no steal. So they get the Baron and the Dragon, and they get out Shelly. That's not fair.
Baron, Dragon, and they get the flash out of Kaidazora on this Akali. That is a very, very impactful summoner spell to take away from the mid laner. This is, I mean, this is just, you're so far ahead that making bad decisions, making not quite strong decisions by leaving just one member to take that Dragon off, doesn't really, you can't get punished. You just really cannot get punished. Now, you do send other members down there to help out, but you just will not get punished in these situations because, one, Glacial will walk into you and will give you more and more leeway and more of a margin of error to work with. But two, you're so strong that even if you do make a mistake, it does not matter. You are going to be in good hands, your own hands, because you've got a 13-1-2 Varus with 3.5 items at 25 minutes. You have a Jarvan with Gore Drinker and Sterix Gauge going for a GA next. Hold up.
Oh no! This is an absolute massacre. As yeah, that's it. My Lego
Flash.
Down. Flash forward, Joggers, killing spree on the backside. Devil Unicorn is here, but there's not much he can do but burn down and die. He manages to barely get away. But we'll go down to the missile. Oh man.
Quick little fade away, nothing too serious.
Just fade away tongue lash, that's all. Yeah, Baroned up with the Ziggs and Barretts. 2 down. Still got 20 seconds for Devil Unicorn. 12
you can't get
They can't get past this. Hoping regenning, but he doesn't have. They don't have enough damage to do anything. Silva's still. He does have Kraken and Race Blade, but there's this last push in. There's the shield coming out, stuns down. Joggers on a rampage, gets the kill. Nice push away. Silva's dead though. That's no damage on the side of Glacial, but there is all the damage in the world for Dare as they're pushing it down at Azure. They want to make that an ace. Devil Unicorn spawns right in time just to watch his team and his Nexus fall in front of him. Shellatron, we're going to game 3, baby.
16,000 gold is the differential here in this game. Game 1 was an absolute stomp. Game 2 was an even bigger stomp. And I think the story from both these games really was Glacial either limit testing or not respecting Dare Black in the games. Game 1 worked in their favor. Game 2, the comp diff was so far in Dare's favor that they were just able to actually, they said, okay, if you want to pick all these tanks and then go Vayne, Akali into our Ziggs, then that's fine. We'll just go crazy with our Varus here. You know how we had Grim first pick that Seraphine last game? Yeah. We was kidding, right? We was kidding. Now he's on Varus. Now it's serious in game 2. And keep in mind, This is for all the marbles. This is game 3 to get into the playoffs. We're not playing for mouse pads and keyboards and high fives and tweets. There's a $720 prize pool in this league. We're paying for a bunch of chicken McNuggets. You know how many chicken McNuggets you can get for $700? There's a lot of chicken McNuggets. Now, do you want that many chicken McNuggets? Probably not. But there's a lot you can get. It's a whole lot.
It is. And like, I just want to say shout out to Grim for having the strongest mental out of anyone ever. First blooded on an invade, comes back 13-1-1. Like, what? Hell.
His only death is level 1.
Absolutely crazy. It was all planned from the start. Give them false confidence and knock them straight down. With that being said, we're going to throw it to a break and prep and get ready for the deciding Game 3 between Glacial Esports and Dare Black. Play the Silver Scrapes. Let's go. All right, here we are, guys. The apex of it all. Game 3. Glacial Esports versus Dare Black. Winner gets to playoffs. The last game was kind of a stomp, but not the direction you would have thought going into it. Shells, what is going to happen in this game? What is this big man about to look like? Who's taking all the marbles today?
Well, if the first 2 games are anything to go by, we just saw Dare hard troll the draft by picking so many magic damage dealing champions, first picking the Seraphine for Grim and not allowing him to play the game, honestly. They lost that game in a absolute blowout. We saw the Poppy come out. We saw Varus go hard for Glaive here, for Glacial here, and the Irelia in the mid lane was absolutely disgusting. Game 2, the draft hard went to the side of Dare with that Varus. It ended up 13-1, and was it 3? Something like that. Maybe it was 2. But the point is, the only death came level 1 during a botched positioning on an invade. Blew both his flash and his heal level 1. Looked like a dire situation. But game number 3, I really want to see 2 comps that show a little bit more respect to both of these teams here. The Irelia ban being the singular one for Dare is interesting, but we do not see that first pick Poppy.
Yeah, different take this game. It's actually the first pick of the Ziggs this time. And, that's fine. That's fine, So they're going to actually run back the Jarvan for Joggers. We're going to assume he did do a lot of work on it that last game. A lot of work. If Grim was the one getting all the kills, Joggers was the one getting all the assists. So that's very good. And in response to that, you're going to actually pick up the Ashe as well. And Glacial. Okay. The Thresh Kinch. They're playing takeaway from Dare right now, it looks like.
Yeah, this is definitely a strategy here from Glacial, to saying we're taking the champs that you play the most. Tom Kinch for a mod bud is a strong one. He's played a lot. The Ziggs, we know about Grim. He has played that champ quite a bit, I believe. Now what Dare's building right here is a comp, and this confirms it even more. This is a pick comp from absolute hell. You have the slows coming in from Ashe. You have the isolation from the Jarvan. Even more so, the isolation that comes from the Camille. This is also the beginnings of what could be a very strong split push comp. You have your mid laner coming up very soon, support as well. So you may be able to rack up something for Koskinen here for differential here in the mid lane. See what he can play there, and you may be able to set up a 1-3-1 comp that can really spread Glacial out quite a bit on the map. With this Tom Kinch, you can side lane, but it's not going to be anywhere near as strong as a Camille. And something like a let's call maybe a TF could be very strong here to really split the map and have some very strong presence anywhere you want to be. Could be very great for Dare. But we'll see how the rest of this draft comes out, as the Galio is the ban in the second phase for Glacial here.
Yeah, and Dare, they're going to go ahead and do that target banning like they always have. Take away Popeng's Kindred, take away Kai Azur's and Nivea, some of their most played champions this season. Let's go ahead and not give them those. They haven't played it all series, but it's safety first in this case. So still no Poppy picked up. really interesting because they did decide to go for the Tom Kinch, and Dare's gonna go for that's a Blitzcrank hover.
I don't mind Blitzcrank here. It does
Blitzcrank,
fit
yeah.
with the pick comp here. You can isolate someone, and at that point they're blown up. If John, not John for squad, it is actually Koskinen here playing support. If he's able to hit that hook, you're just done. I mean, with all this lockup, all the slows, you either blow all of your sums or you're dead. There's only two options here with Koskinen playing this Blitzcrank. It's not the most let's call it. It's not the most standard pick for the bot lane, but this is a pick that definitely fits the theme for Dare's comp so far. And Glacial decides, let's pick up some damage at some point. We're gonna go with this Graves in the jungle, very fast farmer, very good carry kind of champion here. He's able to go ahead and go with the lethality build. I wouldn't be surprised to see maybe even a Yumu's rush here from this Graves in this game. And they also buy themselves some late game insurance. Gonna be this Kale most likely in the mid lane, but still, I mean, this is gonna be not terrible, but it's gonna be an answer for the late game presence of this Camille potentially. And they have the Rise. Yeah, this is all about pick. This is all about pick and setup.
This is So Dare definitely have the C hero, kill hero composition going on strong. Their team fight's not exactly the best. Ashe and Rise are pretty decent at it, I would say, keeping that at bay. But the main objective for this team is as soon as somebody comes onto their screen, they're taking shots immediately. And it's refreshing to see them go with a more competitive-esque composition than what we had in their first game. Shaking off those cobwebs. I guess they're ready to rock now. I guess, they're all warmed up and ready to go. But Glacial also has a very strong composition with this pick that is going to be the bot lane Ziggs here for Silva. So he will be on a mage duty. He's not on a traditional marksman, but still a lot of damage. There's quite a bit of magic damage from coming out from Glacial's comp. That just gives Graves more room to build more lethality, doesn't it? Because they're going to be prioritizing a lot of that magic resist, so they don't just get blown up by the Ziggs or the Kale. So they will be having Popang do a lot of damage on this Graves. He will be providing a lot of agency around the map because he actually is on a champion that can provide agency on the map. It's not the Mundo this time, it is the Graves, and their composition very solid too. Lots of pick, as well as just catching people out, just grabbing objectives can go their way pretty quickly, I'd like to say, and with a little bit of scaling with the Ashe plus the Rise pickup, gives them not just like a whole doesn't completely negate them from getting into that mid to late game.
Yeah, it definitely doesn't. And you with the amount of presence in side lanes, the amount of ability to be anywhere on the map, the mobility you have with Camille herself, with Rise ulting the team in there, with the Enchanted Crystal Arrow going from fountain to wherever you need to be, going from bot lane to top, stopping any kind of dives that may come in from the side of Glacial Esports. Dare has set themselves up to very convincingly and very strongly show Glacial, maybe you shouldn't have picked that comp game 2. Maybe you should have taken that draft a little more seriously, because I actually like this comp a lot more. You have to really, really, really put all of your eggs, not all your eggs, but your comp really does depend on this Kale coming online and being a carry. Yes, Ziggs is very strong. We've seen what Ziggs can do for both these teams. You have the TK in the top lane. You don't have enough. You don't have enough setup for yourself to really answer Dare, especially if this Camille is able to get ahead early on. Once we're out of laning phase and Camille is split pushing across the map from objectives, with that teleport available, I mean, you have to make a decision. Are you going to give up your side of the map, or are you going for these objectives? You really have to depend on this Graves to be aggressive early and often to have a chance at getting this Kale, giving her a chance to actually come online at the really 20-ish, 25-minute mark.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be the job of Popang to get Kite Azure ahead on this Kale. Has been putting in some work on the champion, some practice rather on the champion. So we're looking to see Popang and Kaidazur really put on their carry pants and really push this forward. Whereas Dare Black, we saw Jogger's capabilities on this Jarvan last game and how he was everywhere and he was helping his team get ahead and get them past the finish line. He didn't even have all the kills. He had all the assists. That's just, but he was still doing so much damage in these fights, you know? That's just last hitting of Grim on the marksman, you know, that's that ability. But getting that Camille to that point where she can be that split pushing threat to where she can just go on a tear and make, like you said, make Glacial make a choice. Do they stop the split push? Do they get the group? Like what is the answer going to be here? But it's really interesting to see. And you know, we saw the invade happen last game. Compositions like these are more likely to invade in this game. So this level 1, we'll have to see how this goes. But we do have all the teams. The picks are solidified. They're getting their champ spells and runes and everything together. We will send it to a quick break to get timer synced. And all will be exciting and amazing. And we'll be back for game 3, the deciding the final game between Dare Black and Glacial Esports in just a moment.
Okay.
Ha! Got him! Alright, boys. Let's get into it. Game 3. Dare Black, Glacial Esports, all the marbles. Loser does not get into playoffs.
To Summoner's Rift.
These both compositions look pretty scary this time. And now we'll just have to see who does what better. And I hope y'all place your bets in the Twitch chat because honestly, I have no idea which way this would go. So let's get going, Shells.
Yeah, we're looking at both these two teams picking what I have to assume is their best comp to get them into that playoff spot. The 4th seed versus the 5th. Glacial winning the first game very, very handily. Dare taking it by storm in our second game. And two teams with very different comps. This is a team with a comp with Glacial that wants to scale up, that wants to really depend on this Graves in the early game to either enable this KO to get her accelerated or really to try to get this Ziggs pushed in lane and try to stack these dragons so that if they do find themselves behind in the early part of the mid game, they have bought themselves some time with those dragons. Dare, they're saying, look, if you're on our screen and you don't have sums, then you just die, right? They have the Camille that can lock you down. They have the Jarvan that will lock you down. The Ryze that can get anywhere and has the stun. And you already know about the Ashe and Blitzcrank. There is so much pick potential. If you get caught in their web, you do not move. So I definitely want to see how these junglers do impact this early part of the game and which lanes they decide they want to enable early on. They both seem to be pathing up top, though.
Yeah, both are going to be pathing up the top side. The draft is so keen in this game, and getting differential on this rival, you know, it's one of those champs that he's spending plenty of time on, and it's showing right now. Like, the KO early game is not the best for the champion and easy to abuse, but differential will be able to abuse that even more, knowing the limits of this champion. And it was interesting with team composition. They opted to go for it. You know, the Varus was still up for Grim should they wanted to run that back. They got the Jarvan first rotation. We could have just easily done the Jarvan Varus once again, but they decided to go for the Jarvan Ashe and get that extended pick potential, that global ultimate, that global sight. And oh my god, just the punishment that differential is playing down here with mid lane. They're hungry. Remember, these two teams did meet all the way back in the regular split. They met in week 2. Glacial did take the first game, but Dare Black took the second 2. So it's looking for Dare wanting to repeat that same happenings here, and this they feel is the composition they have to do it.
Yeah, Dare is looking to really punish out this decision to go ahead and make a move in picking this KO. You have to hard punish this pick. And we're looking at, actually, wow, Koskinen and Grim trying to zone Silva off his experience on the wave here. Destin is like,
that landed. There's a satchel. Blast him back into range. They're trying to get the first blood, but no, Silva will claim it as They did take out Sly Lego, trying to burst him down fast, but that damage, or Comet, the Ignite, all of it will give First Blood over to Silva.
Yeah, when you think about being able to lock champions down, you think about this Ashe and Blitzcrank, but the Thresh and the Ziggs with that satchel do their job very well. And not, I don't think as good as a Blitzcrank and Ashe, but pre-6 they definitely are better, and they show it there in a 2v2 kill under their tower. They actually turn that around. They forced both the heal and ignite out of these two bot laners, so they're gonna be in a good spot. And Sly Lego.
Oh man, that's unfortunate timing. Yo, Sly Lego didn't want to throw the Wrath up a little bit higher, but maybe biting off a little bit more than he chew. Koskinen is here though. Once again, roaming to the mid lane that he normally does frequent.
He wants to shove this wave out so Differential can get him back going, I'm pretty sure. Get him out here, reset, and come back through. But 100 stacks already on this tier is going to be very, very good for this Rise. You're ahead in the lane. You have punished this Kale quite a bit, and you may be able to walk back. I don't know if you want to, go in TP. That's just going to be just fine. And he's just in a much better spot than this Kale. If you're able to shove it, I wonder if that there was the cannon wave.
It's a flail. Flay coming out. Cook goes back in. Will take out Sly Lego. He is the target. The TP has come down. Will get taken off the table. A good stun coming out from a Bud you have to expect with the hook shot. And that immediately gets Silva to put the retreat button as Dare once again is capitalizing and doing super well to get those kills on the table. Koskinen though very low. Here is Popang. Dashes in.
Both flashes available.
Satchel blasted the side. Yeah, they're just playing so unbothered. Grim going back in, getting the slow flurries on. Sly Lego was walking back in the lane. Dragon for Dare, but in the solo 1v1, can Mabud get it? Tactical sweep goes in, but just barely. Devil Unicorn will live off of that. Just action all across the map as Dare trying to push the tempo, get everything going early because they know this glacial composition will scale and will prove to be a thorn in their side later on as the game goes.
Yeah, Dare just has the much better early game comp. Outside of that first 2v2 kill in the bot lane, you seeing Differential look so much better and stronger here. Minion block
is evil. Saving kind of his life there, or so I say, as he gets the pull anyway, as that is Differential getting a kill. Great assist from Koskinen. And here's Joggers once again, shadowing the side lanes, helping his team. But yeah, just so close. Kaiser probably should have just backed off more there, even though the minion wave did try to save his life like that. Lucky Koskinen still cost him in the end.
And that's the thing about being a Kale. You know you're so far behind right now, and you know that your team comp really depends on you being an actual champion as soon as possible. You know about that timer with Kale. Level 16 is huge, but even level like 15ish, 14ish she's very, very strong as well. But being this far behind, you think, okay, I have to.
Oh no, that's so mean. Don't do it to him. Don't do it to him. Flashes over, so it gets knocked up.
Yeah, he'll be fine.
Dashes back over. Why would you do that? He is 6. This is the rest of the team coming down. The arrow maybe saved his life. Will he be able to get away? Did they know where he went? Did they know where he went? Joggers is having to run for his life.
I'd love to know.
They have to know. He has to go for execute. Sly Lego gets pulled out from Koskinen. They're just gonna have some supportal combat. Sly Lego's in a bad spot. He can't get out of there.
Grim's here.
Flash. The rest of the team is here. Yep, Grim will get that kill. Maybe. No, we'll give the credit over to Differential. Oh my god, Joggers! Actually ridiculous.
10 seconds.
He could maybe back. He could maybe back here if he wanted to.
This is faster though. That's faster.
We'll go ahead and take the fast track back. Go ahead and get that execute. Man, just is Dare in Glacial's head right now? Like, did they set up? Are they tenants? Are they living rich free? Because it's showing some sort of mental strength as Dare is playing with Glacial, but still getting ahead.
Yeah, and I think this shows how strong Dare actually is. Outside of that first game where they absolutely just griefed their own draft, I think we're seeing a Dare that can stick around with this Glacial team. And I think maybe because Glacial's draft was so much better in game 1, they were able to toy with with Dare. They were able to play with their food a bit. But once we see Dare on an actual real comp where, okay, fish versus a spider, who wins this fight?
I've seen it a few times living in the South, and catfish will eat anything. And that is Devil Unicorn getting the solo kill onto my bud. As, yeah, the Tom Kinch is just so deadly in the melees and just so annoying to get off. As that's, you know, one of the saving rights that Glacial will have is differential, really testing his limit, trying to get that solo kill under tower, keeping Kaitazura as down as possible. 30 CS up, really making him sweat for it. No way to speak of, but Jockers is here, does have ultimate.
Yeah, I was thinking that he was actually trying to set up a bait there, saying, okay, I'm kind of low. Oh, I got hit by the tower. Maybe you want to come in here and maybe trade with me a little bit. You saw both Joggers and Koskin in there waiting in the wings. If you do try to engage as this Kale, you're gonna get hooked, shook. Ooh, forces the flash, and you lose survivability there. You lose your ability to stay in the lane. Now Rise is not only making you lose gold and experience, he's getting both of those, and he's getting it from the turret as well. I mean, you're just in a very, very tough spot, and your comp really does depend on you having this kill in a good spot. This is going to be 4v5 as long as Dare continues to push the pressure here, continues his tempo, because they're going non-stop. We're at a 3k gold lead for Dare. They're all sticking to the Herald right now. We're only 10 minutes in. Only 10 minutes in.
Yep, I'm going to go ahead and get this Herald 10 minutes in. 30 seconds till Ocean Drake, and Dare firmly in position to push this lead, this early game composition that they do have, the strength that they do have, rather. This is definitely showing up, as here is Joggers, knowing there's no flash on Kite Azure, does burn the ultimate to save a little bit of time, as Joggers will get the kill credit, assist coming from a differential, who did well warp to get in there, didn't burn the regular TP, gonna go ahead and burn the ultimate TP. They're gonna put Shelly here in mid lane, and it could probably take this tower off one charge. Pokemon's in a bad spot. Goes full.
Nice hook in the middle of the lantern.
Yo, that is a yoink moment. Getting the lantern to safety, getting yoinked right back by Koskin, and he's
any yoinkers in the chat.
Oh god.
Well,
that's just insane. First hero will go over to Joggers as Herald does what it needs to. I think they get another charge off. Yes, they will be able to get one more charge off, as well as Mabud. He's just drawing as much pressure as he can from that Unicorn. Going very low though. Does have the Hextech Ultimatum and Ignite available. But yeah, it's just Dare. They know what they need to do, and they are executing it to pretty damn near perfection, if I say so myself.
Well, yeah, Dare has 5 champions, Glacial has 4, so they're just able to push their advantages over and over again. This Graves has not had the effect that we would have wanted to, especially with the kind of lanes that he has. Tom Kent that he really can't do much with. Yes, you can try to get some resources onto the Tom Kinch, but he's going to do the same thing whether he has gold or not. It just depends on how fast he can get there, and you're not even out of lane yet, so you don't need to really push anything with Tom Kinch. Kale, you can try to gank for the Kale.
Solo? Grim did burn the Enchanted Crystal Arrow. The flurry's coming out. The Q proc is there.
That's flash and heal.
Not be able to get it. He flashes out of range. What does get in range of the tower? Will take the tower shot. TP's both burned.
Rut-row.
Oh, so mid laner and top laner rather, and yeah, Devil Unicorn not going to get out of this one. You're not poppy today, buddy. Will go back as going in. He does not care. Joggers does not care. He will go unstoppable and get the kill.
Yeah,
that's a good collapse right there from there.
All 3 of these games so far, Crow, we've known what the result's going to be sometime, but before the official FF it comes through, before the FF can actually be allowed in the client. And let's be real here, 6k gold lead at 13 minutes, 2 dragons stacked, and the first herald going over to Dare is just a masterclass in keeping up tempo and punishing a team that decides to go for a hard late game scaling champion like Kale. We know that picks like Vanguard and Senna are heavy, infinitely scaling champs, but they can't be punished as heavily as a Kale can by a Rise in the mid lane. And when you see an enemy pick something like a Kale in a game 3, you feel a bit disrespectful. They're saying you're not good enough to punish this kind of pick here. You can't. We're gonna get to the late game whether you want us to or not. This is insurance for us. And Differential says, no. I might be the E-sub, but I'm here to play for real.
He is here to play. We'll get caught out. We'll take a lot of damage. Eventually, we'll go down. Shutdown going over to Silva. But here's the rest of the team. Can they turn anything? Koskinen below half. But yeah, just playing a little bit too reckless there was Differential. Was able to get caught out. You know, he doesn't have stopwatch, doesn't have Zanyas yet. So once you get onto Rise, if he doesn't delete you, you can delete him pretty fast. And you just saw that happen there. But yes, they're definitely firmly in the driver's seat, looking to close this chapter finally and get themselves in the playoffs, have the pure head-to-head against Glacial. And they're very much poised to do so as other collapse here played. But yeah, they get out.
They really do. And I mean, you can see it right now. Grim, whoa. Okay, good ultimate there from Kaida Azure. If you get killed there, you're 0-3, down 50 CS. Oh, never mind.
Will go down anyway. Different diver, different day, as the collapse from Devil Unicorn is here. Sly Lego lands the hooks, no flash, no flag and drop to get out. Will be counted. Devil Unicorn will get that kill credit. My bud just has to watch his bud go down. Get this one comes through. Definitely. Oh, the Tech ultimatum is still there from the bud. Yeah, you have to use it. Koskinen plays with the ultimate from Blitzcrank.
Look at bot lane.
Yeah, and there's the Enchanted Crystal Arrow. Does go wide once again. CM has not been the best at landing those, but hey, it does its job. It makes him scatter. But yes, bot lane being pushed in heavily by Differential. He took that mid lane tower real quick, so now he's trying to go for the bot lane as well.
He took tier 1 bot while all the members were top side. Yeah, you're fighting a Tom Kench, and that can get a little annoying. It's really a practice of an issue of patience and how long you can actually wait to continue hitting on this Tom Kench. But it gets a little easier if you're able to hook him into turret aggro. But this is Dare being, just being the better team here. They pick a comp that really punishes what Glacial wants to do. Doesn't allow them to have any kind of time as long as the tempo stays very high. My bud, gonna have to get up out of there.
Yeah, ate too many tower shots. There's a ward in that bush, man. That was hook shot out. Okay, he's safe. He's just playing with his food a little bit.
He really is. And you see the itemization coming out here from Dare. Grim taking the Wits in first. The Wits in rush is extremely strong into this KO, going for magic damage into the Ziggs, who has Leanders already. So, I mean, you really can't blow up this Ashe, who is already ahead, has a lot of protection here from the kind of champions that are going to be doing the initiation. It's going to be very hard to get onto this Ashe when you have a Camille in your face, a Jarvan in your face, both pretty strong right now. And then if you really want to get past all those other members, you have to deal with the Blitzcrank.
Oh, can he do it again? Can Joggers do it again? No, he does not get in range for any time, but it doesn't matter. Cataclysm, Crystal Arrow, all the Hail Marys coming down. Silva on the side, unable to get in the fight, but Bud chase over. Attack ultimatum onto 2. He is immediately onto Silva, looking to kill. Phase Rush is absolutely paying off here. Silva cannot get away from Bud. Hook shot in, gets the double kill for himself, and that's almost an ace. Kaida Azure is the only one alive. Tries to go for Koskinen, but that's his wily Blitzcrank. Gets away just barely, and that's an ace. Grim putting the final nail in the Glacial coffin. Yeah, they didn't manage to get the Herald, but they got a lot off of that.
Oh, they'll get plates. They'll get not plates. They'll get those side lane turrets here, and those were buffed. I think 2 patches ago, maybe even 3, but they give a little bit more gold as well. So you're looking at my bud on this Camille doing the smart thing, backing up out of there, and allowing the team to go ahead and take this 3rd Drake, looking at a Mountain Drake. And if you are a team that's already ahead with a Jarvan and a Camille, I mean, with Mountain Soul, you don't get touched, right? You don't get touched. This is an Eclipse Graves here. He's not going to really be able to touch you. What's Tom Kench going to do? Stall you out for the most part.
Oh, speaking of stall, great rune prison from Differential right there. Yeah, Shells, this is just looking very much going the way of Dare, as Differential on his patented and his famous Rise is just showing why he's so good at the champion. You know, Devil Unicorn had his time in the sun on his Poppy, and this time it's Devil Unicorn this time it's Differential all on the rise. As the team is here, the whistle's blown, Dare 3 dragons, 18 kills, 10k up. It's not even 20 minutes. First game ended at around 40 minutes. Second ended at around 30 minutes. This one looking pretty overheated.
Got baited so hard. Might get a trade. Nope, no trade.
Oh no! Good lantern from Stylego, will able to get Silva out of there, but yeah, the Bud living with literally a sliver of HP there. Diving under towers, not a care in the world. This Dare composition is just absolutely sharp.
Yeah, they're going absolutely nuts right now. I mean, they have all control on the map. And we're looking at differential, the E-sub, by the way, showing that cyberbullying is alive and well as we speak. Has Everfrost, has the Seraph's Embrace, and look at that, a very, very fancy hat with a red background. That is 3 items before 20 minutes, by the way. Also has the most expensive item in the game in his inventory, by the way. He has bought 3 needlessly large rods already before 20 minutes. Yeah, you know you're in a tough spot when Rise has 3 items. And if we can just go ahead and just pan over to the left side of the map. Oh, actually looking at the gold better too. Looking at the gold, 6,000. Oh, take it away. Take it away. Please, please, please. Take it away. Take it away. Carol just now got her first item, the Gnasher's Tooth. I saw 6K go. Crow, go ahead and take it. Please.
Oh man, it's literally, they not only put up residents in the mines of Glacial, but they have a full apartment complex, almost a full neighborhood in the mines of Glacial right now. Dare is rent-free in this head of this team, and they're just showing all the prowesses. They're trying to get on a differential, but that's not the man you want to go onto with a death cap here 20 minutes into the game, as they're just going straight onto them. So much damage coming up. The team mechanics in the air lands on the guy as your jogger's going in. That's the damage coming back. Silver tries to get some of the center front of Yellow is here, getting him out of there. Man, that's so much damage. Grim and Differential still staying. Oh, the chunk damage coming out. That was one.
Look at Camille.
Look, Blood, he's taking the day off. He's relaxing. He's on vacation. He's going to take some towers, take an inhibitor. There's only 2 champions up, and they're both stuck up near top lane as they did back to go and try and stop him. He's just a distraction, you fools. They're going for the Baron. They will melt this with Grim and Differential on their 2 champions. How much DPS they can pump out, there's no contestants in this Baron. 21-minute Baron. Shells, this is... oh man.
Baron at 21 minutes, 6 kills to 22, 14k gold difference. I mean, that's mostly on this Rise as compared to this Kale. I see this a lot actually. I see this a lot in series. Hold up, before I can even say it.
Oh no, does he even have time? He will flash over.
Oh, he's still dead. Oh, he's dead, brother. Oh, you're dead, brother.
Oh, he's dead. All the jukes, ankles might be broken. NBA. First draft pick? I think so. Kaiser managing to play defense, getting out of there. But no, perfect timing on these ults. A little bit more alive. The rest of the team is here. It's a 2v3 situation. Mega front of ball goes in, tags him on the side, but there's so much damage. There's too much damage as Popang is jumping away from his team, trying to survive. But Bud gets the shield from the passive, and he does not go down. Just here comes Differential to clean it up with a double kill. That's the ace.
No!
They're paired up. Everybody's sleeping. They're getting out of here.
Remake. The game's not going. Things not done yet.
It's done. Full tilt, reverse sweep, complete. Dare Black. Welcome to the playoffs of ABL.
Hold up. Before that, you didn't disconnect. Kai Akira Azure says, hold up. My whole team left. I'm going to stay, and I'm going to do what I've done this whole game, and that's die. Look, we saw Dare Black come back mentally strong after a game 1. They got spanked, beat, got a whooping. Some of y'all know what that is. Now, I will say game 1, I felt that Glacial was very strong, very far ahead, and they played with their food. I don't think Dare Black liked that at all. I think they also identified that, and they came back game 2 with a much better draft. I think Glacial kind of BM'd that draft as well. I don't know if they picked the best champs in that situation. Game 3, I didn't think the draft was as egregious. You have a Graves and a Ziggs, but depending on that Kale, it's kind of like when I see teams get beat and they pull out a Caston. Sometimes going for that late game scaling, that ultra carry, that one shot machine at 35 minutes can be good. Other times you become the focus of your enemy team, and that's what happened to Kaiser. He was not allowed to play this game at any moment, and we saw this rise get out of hand, become absolutely disgusting by differential, who was the E sub. This was a Dare team that did not have 2 bans in the first rotation of bans in any of these drafts, and they still won.
Look, no bans, no problem. E sub, no problem. It's done. That's just great stuff coming out from Dare Black. Welcome as the final team in the playoffs. And look, it's insane, like you would have thought that wasn't going to happen. But here we are. They showed up.
Yeah.
They fell on that first game. And yeah, it was pretty rough for them, but it did show signs of life that they did not give up the entire series. They managed to bring it back. Felt a little bit disrespected in that game, too. They put the hands on them. They said, hey, yo, look, don't be coming around here disrespecting us like that. We will get you. And they got. So, with that being said, we say farewell to Glacial Esports. Thank you for participating in the league, and hello playoffs to Dare Black. We will see y'all, and starting next week, 9/13, 7 p.m. Eastern. Y'all better be here because we're going to get this stuff going. We have multiple matchups going, and it's going to be just as action-packed and just as crazy as this one. Shells, thank you for joining me on the desk today. It was great casting with you again. Shout out to all production. Shout out to everybody watching. Follow Aegis on Twitter. Y'all know the handle. And yeah, any last words before we say goodbye?
Namaste.
Namaste. And that will be it for us tonight.